So it seems they are truly cooking in terms of weapons. Now, it's fair to say that with solo leveling a rise, of course, SSR weapons are always something to cater to, but SR weapons are also, we can't sleep on them, especially recently with some of them being buffed up. Now, if you guys can remember in, I think it was the tier list video where I spoke about a certain dagger. Where is it? Do I have it? Okay, I think so it was basically this weapon, but it was in a more bluish, purplish look, basically an SSR version of it. Now, what if I told you that it's the exact same weapon? So if you head over to, where is it? Where do I go? Is it Armory? Yes, so there's already a new option. Now, from what we found out, this is called the Liberation option, where it kind of, well, let's just say it makes the weapons even more stronger. You're kind of, I guess, could we call it limit breaking weapons? Is that the correct terminology for it? Because that's technically what it is from what I've been seeing. But essentially, this is going to be future content allowing to unlock more of the weapon. Alright. Now, Alpha has come and found out something that is going to be very, very interesting with the SR weapons that we currently have. So here's the first post. So upgrade and liberate weapon feature unlocks the sealed power of the selected weapon. Requires growth condition to be met, which more than likely will be, I want to say, max level, being level 100. I don't think they'll cater to the dupes. So I think at the very least, it'll make it so that the weapon has to be level 100. Special materials, curious to see what that's going to be, and as per usual, gold. So that's pretty much what they've got cooking. Obviously there's oh my god, yeah, there's multiple sorts, so this will probably be the special material. I don't expect them to be like, hey, you need to get this amount of same dupes of the weapon. That would be too crazy in my opinion. But I mean, they could do that, you just never know. But essentially what happens is that this specific mode itself, or yeah, game mode we'll call it, will allow us to unlock furthermore for the weapon itself. Unlock its sealed power, we'll say that. So here's what they could be potentially doing with the liberation side of things. It seems that SR weapons going to be will be, I guess, being unlocked and surpassing to go into the SSR version of the SR weapons. That bottom weapon is a rare weapon, so by the looks of it, we could effectively having it so that every single weapon that we have maybe could go to SSR. Now I don't know if SSR will surpass and go into LR. I feel like for the future that could be the case, but again, I feel like that's future content. But if we're going with the lower rarity heading into SSR areas, then yeah, we really could be catering to, because I'm not gonna lie, there are some SR weapons out there that in my opinion deem fit enough to be an SSR. So there's that. Obviously we've got a little bit of lore about it. I mean, so the weapon was already shown beforehand, and that's why it was kind of questionable on whether were we going to get another version of this weapon, just a different look of it. Well, I say different look, different color look, but it seems that this is the upgraded version of it when it's liberated. So yeah, that's interesting. So realistically, now looking into these weapons, it really comes down to actually working in this low rarity. I mean, here's the thing, when it comes to the SR weapons, I'm sure most have already started to make some sort of progression, because at the end of the day, not everyone will have access to the SSR weapons, or not all of them, and so SR weapons are going to be catered to. I cannot to begin with how these weapons are going to be playing out in terms of being liberated and being awakened to SSRs. Well, I say that, these three. In my opinion, these three are the other hot picks for SR weapons. So I am excited and eager to see on how these weapons will be turning out once they hit that SSR form and once we're being able to liberate them. Again, I don't know what the special material is. Now, if it is that lower rarity weapons where it requires dupe, even though I kind of want to say, oh, it's not going to be that bad because it's SR weapons, but like, even getting SR weapons is tough at times. So I'm hoping that it's not where we need to get it +5 to where it's completely maxed out and then we can start liberating it. I'm hoping it's just a +5, and then fair enough, if it does require dupes, then that's going to be a pain in the ass. But if it is special materials that we can use through other means, or getting through other means, of course, then I think that'll be a lot more better, of course. So yeah, some of these weapons that we're seeing right now, being the SR version of it, yeah, we'll be able to liberate and awaken into an SSR form of it, and then at that point, I guess we can start cooking. I am eager to see what an SSR West Wind is going to be capable of, because you've got to keep in mind, when the weapon does go into SSR, we will be unlocking bonus effects for the weapons themselves. So yeah, and again, these weapons are broken as is. Even though the West Wind did get nerfed, it's still such a fantastic broken weapon. So the weapons, these SR weapons are insanely broken. Just imagine once they get that SSR treatment and what the additional will be for the weapons themselves. So exciting times, I will say. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you guys think about weapons going into SSRs? I mean, I feel like most people are going to be like, oh, it's going to be a pain in the ass. But at the end of the day, one of the requirements will probably be to get it to level 100. So I feel like for the most part, once we get the weapon completely duped, or not duped out, but like leveled up and whatnot, I think at that point, you know, liberating it will just be kind of straightforward, and that we won't have to cater anything more to it once it hits that SSR range, unless they make it so that it hits the SSR and it resets the level. If that is the case, that is going to be so bad, and I hope that is not the case. But if it does keep on as level 100 and we can liberate it to unlock its full potential for it to go into an SSR form of it, then I think at that point that is going to be way more better. And I think catering to the player base, I think a lot of people would agree that that's what they would prefer. So that way they can just kind of get on with it, get their SSR weapons that has just been transformed into an SSR, that is, being SR into an SSR. There we go. And yeah, I mean, the weapon just being broken overall. So food for thought, that is one of the modes that is going to be coming. I mean, then again, the option is already in the game in terms of the liberation function, and I am going into the complete wrong area. But yeah, more things to do. just when we thought there was nothing happening, it seems that they are really cooking up a storm, and these weapons are coming out to be well, these weapons are currently coming out to be good, amazing, broken at times. But to go into an SSR format, including rares going into SRs, just keep that in mind also. Things might get a little bit interesting.